How do you save for just 10 years and become a millionaire? The answer is simple: compound interest. By the end of this video, you'll be the compound interest master. You'll know how it can make you rich and why Albert Einstein once described it as the 8th wonder of the world. Now, if you're already somewhat of a compound interest nerd like us, feel free to skip ahead. We'll also be revealing the age you should start saving from if you want to stop saving after 10 years and still retire a millionaire. And we'll tell you the ideal place to keep your hard-earned savings for maximum growth and minimum taxes so that you can get to millionaire status as soon as possible. Plus, we'll talk about what to do if you start too late. Sounds cliche, but where there's a will, there's a way. So let's find out what that way is. Timestamps are below this video. For our loyal subscribers and viewers, welcome back. We love you guys. And for those of you new to Diamond Nest Egg, welcome to the #1 place to learn about money, insurance, and retirement. I'm Jennifer, first-generation American, and I've spent most of my life in finance. Started working at banks like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs at the age of 17, and graduated top of my class from NYU and Harvard Business School. And now I work on all things personal finance with young professionals and employees at places like Bloomberg, WeWork, and Marsh McLennan. So compound interest. In a nutshell, compound interest is when you earn interest on interest. Here's an example. Say that you open an account on January 1st with $1,000 and put your money, invested essentially, into something that pays you an annual return of 7%. As the table shows, because we love tables, in year one, you would earn $70 interest on that initial $1,000 investment. And at the end of year one, you'd have $1,070. Now, if you leave this $1,070 in the account, in year two, you'd earn $75 interest. That's $5 more in interest earned than in year one. And at the end of year two, you'd have $1,145. Run this out to year five, and in year five, you'd earn $92 in interest with a year five ending balance of $1,403. See how the amount of earned interest grows a bit more every year because your money's earning interest on interest. That's compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world in action. And if you're wondering, what are the other 7 wonders of the world? They have nothing to do with compound interest. But if your money ever compounds to a large enough amount, they're definitely worth a visit. I digress. Imagine now, if you put in $5,000 in year one. By year five, you'd have over $7,013. Put in $10,000 in year one, and you'd have a whopping $14,026 in year five. All things being equal, the more money you put in, the more money you invest initially, and the longer you keep that money invested with a long-term mindset, the more in compound interest you'll get, and the higher your ending portfolio balance. And that's how compound interest can make you rich, unlike its not-so-rich sibling, simple interest. If we use the same example as before, putting $1,000 on January 1st into something that pays you 7% annually, but on a simple interest basis, here's what your interest earned would look like in years 1 through 5. With simple interest, your interest earned every year will always be a percentage of your principal balance in year one. In this case, 7% times your initial investment of $1,000. Even if you were to keep the money in there for, say, 30 years. That's right, with simple interest, your interest earned stays the same at $70 every year, instead of growing like under the compound interest scenario. And after 5 years, your total interest earned with simple interest would only be $350. Whereas with compound interest, your total interest earned over a 5-year period would be $403. That's more than 15% more money in your pocket. Guys, if you're enjoying this video and beginning to see the beauty of compound interest, we'd love a thumbs up and a subscribe so we know what kind of videos to keep pushing out for you. Now, how do you save for just 10 years and become a millionaire? Here's how. Step 1, start at age 20. Step 2, max out your Roth IRA contribution every year for 10 years. And then stop saving altogether if you want. Stop your contributions. Step 3, you invest all that Roth money from the get-go with a long-term mindset. Think market index funds and ETFs, not day trading or crypto speculation. You let that money compound. Remember that 8th wonder of the world we talked about earlier? And step 4, you don't touch that money until you turn 65. By the time you turn 65, you'd be a millionaire. You heard that right. You save up everything from that summer or part-time job in college, starting from age 20, contribute the maximum amount allowed by the IRS at the moment into your Roth IRA every year for just 10 years. So that's this $500 right here. At the end of 10 years, you would have contributed $60,000 into your Roth IRA, but your money would have compounded nicely to over $86,000. But here's where it gets really nice. Leave that $86,000 in there. Let it keep compounding annually at 7% as in the previous examples. You don't put in another penny or dime ever. See? No new contributions or withdrawals at all. It's still the same $86,000 here. And to the left, there's your $1 million balance. And for those of you who are super precise, yes, it's $4,000 shy of $1 million. But just keep in mind that we've used reasonably conservative, down-to-earth assumptions, such as assuming that the Roth IRA contribution limits will stay the same at the current level of $6,000 per year, which is unlikely. With the current rise in prices, the IRS will likely start adjusting this contribution limit upwards from 2023, so you'd be able to put in more than the $500 per month at some point. We've also assumed a practical average inflation-adjusted market rate of return of 7%, based on historical market returns. And we've assumed you don't pull any money out until you're 65. So that $1 million number is real. And did I mention that $1 million number is completely tax-free when you pull the money out? Because with a Roth IRA, you're putting in money that you've already paid taxes on. So the money in your Roth will grow tax-free. And when you withdraw it, it'll also be tax-free. You only pay taxes once when you put the money in, which is why the Roth IRA will give you the most bang for the buck for those of you earlier in your career or who feel that your tax rate will go up in your later years. Do make a note though, there are certain income limits when it comes to contributing to a Roth. Check out our playlist here for more on Roth IRA limits, withdrawal rules, and all things retirement. Now, if I haven't convinced you yet of the power of compound interest, this will. Let's say your 20s have passed you a long time ago. Say you start doing this 5 years later, at age 25. You still max out your Roth IRA for 10 years, so put in that same $500 every month for 10 years as in the previous example, and you still stop saving and contributing altogether after 10 years. And you still do the same long-term investing bit from the get-go. Let your money compound and only start withdrawing in retirement. You still have over $700,000. Not quite a millionaire, but also not bad. You're still seeing compound interest at work. Here's the kicker though. If you wait until you're age 35 to start saving and putting money into your Roth, and you contribute the same $500 every month for 30 years, not 10, but 30 years. So you put $180,000 of after-tax dollars into the Roth instead of the $60,000 in the earlier example. That's 3 times as much. You would still have less money at age 65 than the guy or girl that started at age 25 and stopped contributing to the Roth after 10 years. Start 10 years later and you'd have about $610,000, so approximately $90,000 less, despite putting in more money for a longer period of time. And that, my friend, shows again the incredible power of compound interest. Having said that, if you're 35 or over and watching this and you haven't started your retirement journey yet, don't fret. I am a strong believer of where there's a will, there's a way. And that way is to start right after you're done watching this video. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week or next month. $600,000 in a Roth IRA is still a nice chunk of retirement change. And remember, as the rules stand now, from age 50 and over, you can contribute an extra $1,000 per year to your Roth as a catch-up contribution. So there is a silver lining in all of this. You might hit that $1 million mark after all. Everyone's financial journey is different. So if this has left you with a spinning head, or if you're just looking for someone that can give your financial or retirement journey the push it needs, drop us a note at jennifer@diamondnestegg.com. And also remember that thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you've seen. Thanks for watching and see you next week with another money-saving, wealth-building video.